Just a month ago, we finally welcomed the much-anticipated iPhone 16 series after months of rumors and leaks. Leading up to the release, there were many different opinions about how well these new iPhones would perform. Some analysts predicted a massive supercycle, expecting record-breaking sales, while others were more cautious. Now that the phones are out, we have some solid insight into how things are going, thanks to renowned industry insider Ming-Chi Kuo. Kuo has shared some exciting news regarding iPhone 16 sales, and it seems Apple is doing quite well. According to Kuo, the sales numbers are matching Apple's expectations, which is always a great sign. The company isn't facing any supply chain issues or anticipating any production cutbacks, which could have indicated weaker demand. This stability in production suggests that Apple's expectations were realistic and the sales are rolling in as planned. The weeks following a big product launch are critical, and this is usually the time when companies assess whether the demand for their new products matches their forecasts. Apple is known for being secretive about its sales numbers, but insiders like Kuo offer valuable clues. He notes that there haven't been any significant signs of supply chain cutbacks. These kinds of reductions are typically the first indicators that demand might be falling short of expectations. In this case, however, everything seems to be running smoothly, and Apple appears to be on track. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. Kuo did point out something we've seen in previous years too. There's a significant difference in demand between the base models and the Pro models. According to him, the iPhone 16 and iPhone 16 Plus have had lackluster demand compared to last year's models. This isn't a huge surprise as it's a pattern we've seen before. Many users are increasingly drawn to the Pro models, which often pack more powerful features, better cameras, and exclusive perks. Kuo notes that the Pro models are doing exceptionally well as usual. In fact, suppliers were asked to continue production of the two Pro models during China's National Day holiday. This is a clear sign that demand for the iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro Max is holding up strong and matching expectations. The fact that Apple is keeping up production during a major holiday suggests that they're anticipating strong sales for the foreseeable future. Despite these promising signs, there are still some questions lingering about the overall sales performance of the iPhone 16 series. We'll get a clearer picture at the end of October when Apple releases its quarterly earnings report. That's when we'll have concrete data about how the iPhone 16 is really doing. Until then, we're relying on clues from the supply chain and industry insiders like Kuo. It's also important to remember that we're heading into the holiday season, which is a critical time for sales. With Black Friday coming up next month and the Christmas shopping season following closely behind, Apple could see a significant boost in sales. Historically, this time of year is when people are more willing to splurge on tech gadgets, and iPhones are always a top contender on holiday wish lists. Models. While the base models might not be flying off the shelves as quickly, they still contribute to the overall success of the lineup. For those who are waiting for actual numbers, the end of October will be a critical time. Apple's earnings report will give us more accurate insights into how the iPhone 16 is truly performing. But as of now, the signs are pointing toward a solid start. Make sure to stay tuned for more updates as we get closer to Apple's earnings report. Let's see if the iPhone 16 can continue to deliver and possibly even surpass expectations as the year comes to a close. That's it for today. What do you think about the iPhone 16 Pro Max? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. The 16 Pro Max will succeed the iPhone 15 Pro Max and take on the mantle as the best and most advanced iPhone out there. Although there's plenty of time until September and a lot can change, we seem to know a lot about the upcoming top iPhone model based on rumors and leaks. How is the iPhone 16 Pro Max shaping up against its predecessor? What's changing and what's staying the same? Let's see how the iPhone 16 Pro Max shapes up against the current best iPhone Apple has in its roster. First up, let's talk about design and size. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will inherit the same design language as the iPhone 15 Pro Max, employing the same titanium frame with a completely flat screen. The major difference between the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the iPhone 15 Pro Max will be size. The upcoming iPhone screen will grow to 6.9 inches across, a significant bump over the iPhone 15 Pro Max's 6.7-inch display. To achieve this, they're likely shrinking the bezels down even further and making the phone itself slightly larger overall. As per the rumors, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will measure 163mm in height and 77.58mm in width versus 159.9mm and 76.7mm for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, respectively. A small but notable change, all things considered. The iPhone 15 Pro Max debuted with an action button instead of a mute switch and a USB Type-C port at the bottom, so those two features will be carrying over to the newer model as well. However, the iPhone 16 series will be scoring another button, dubbed the capture button. Colors-wise, the iPhone 15 Pro Max was available in 4 understated and titanium-inspired colors. We've heard that Apple might use another titanium processing technique that will make the iPhone 16 Pro Max glossier and also more capable of retaining colors. Moving on to display differences. As mentioned, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come along with a significantly larger display, measuring at 6.9 inches across. Aside from the size, we don't clearly expect any other major changes. We're certainly getting a liquid Retina XDR display with an OLED panel delivering superb colors, contrast, and exceptional maximum brightness. The screen will support 120Hz promotion refresh rate, making scrolling through the interface and on-screen content way smoother. Now let's delve into performance and software. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will feature a second-generation 3nm chip, possibly dubbed Apple A18 Pro. As one can imagine, we expect that the Apple A18 Pro will have better performance than the Apple A17 Pro. Due to the heavily rumored focus on AI for both iOS and the iPhone 16 range, we expect that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will come with a much improved neural engine to take care of all the generative AI features. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will also be a first to debut iOS 18 with a focus on artificial intelligence features. The new iPhone 16 Pro Max will also support faster Wi-Fi 7 and a more power-efficient 5G modem, keeping you future-proofed on the connectivity front. Let's talk about the camera. As the iPhone 15 Pro Max delivers a host of important camera features, chief among which is the new 120mm telephoto lens, the iPhone 16 Pro Max could finally address one of the forgotten cameras that hasn't recently scored any significant overhauls, the ultra-wide. Analyst Ming-Chi Kuo believes that Apple will be introducing a 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. When it comes to audio quality, iPhone Pro Max devices are always up there with the best, setting the benchmarks for all other manufacturers to measure up against. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will be no exception. The same generally applies to haptics too. iPhones are arguably the best devices when it comes to haptic feedback, giving us precise and accurate vibrations that are sufficiently strong yet not overpowering. Lastly, battery life and charging. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will reportedly feature a much larger 4,676 mAh battery compared to the 4,422 mAh battery in the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Charging-wise, we haven't heard anything about a potential charging speed increase, but we hope to see one on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So far, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is shaping up to be a logical improvement to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, delivering key upgrades in important areas like screen size, performance, AI, and battery life. Thus far, we haven't heard anything particular about a potential price increase, so it's safe to assume that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will start at $1,199 for the 256GB version. Of course, if there's an iPhone 15 Pro Max in your pocket, then you'll probably have few reasons to upgrade to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Stay tuned for more updates on the iPhone 16 Pro Max as we get closer to its release date. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest tech news and reviews. Thanks for watching. Until next time.